All right, so let's go ahead and I don't care about whether or not you use elimination or substitution. So we can go ahead and we can cross out. I told you guys in class, but in case you forgot, I'm okay with you crossing out the word elimination and that you just use whatever method depending on your mood or depending on whatever however the equation looks. That's weird. I think I miscounted. 6. This should have been 7. Um, and here's 8. Okay. I told you guys before what happens to me when sometimes I copy the same set of directions and then I forget to change the problem number, so I apologize. Okay, so I don't care, and I'll tell you guys when I would use elimination and when I may use substitution like I did in class. But essentially here, I want you guys to just choose whatever method that you guys want to use. Okay, so if I look at this first problem, I would look probably at the y's. Let's try to get rid of the y's. So I would multiply the top equation by -7. So I get -14x minus 7y is equal to -28. 6x plus 7y is equal to 12. So then my y's cancel out and I'm left with -8x is equal to -16. Divide both sides by -8 and I get x is equal to 2. So I have 2x plus y is equal to 4. So 2 times 2 plus y is equal to 4. So 4 plus y is equal to 4. Subtract both sides by 4, and I get y is equal to 0. So my coordinate point is 2, 0. For problem 2, I probably would have used elimination for problem 2. Problem 3, I'm going to use elimination also. I guess it doesn't matter, but one of these is positive and one of these is negative. So I'm going to probably do the y's and get rid of the y's. So I'll multiply the top equation by 2 and the bottom equation by 5. So I get 8x plus 10y is equal to 6, and then 15x minus 10y is equal to 40. Now, let me be clear about something. It just so happens that I'm just switching, what I'm multiplying by. But again, I'm looking for the least common multiple. So if my least common multiple is 10, then obviously I'm multiplying by, 2 and 5. But let's see. Is there one that's here? No. But maybe I can find one real quick. Let's see. We were doing, let's see, back in the 4-4 problem set. If I can find one that one is a multiple of another. Nope, not in 4-4. I'll find one and then I'll show you guys. Let's see. Probably maybe in the review assignment. But essentially, when we look at these, and I guess I could make one up too. So if I had something let's just say 5x minus 9y is equal to -43, right? And then I had 3x plus 18y is equal to 68. So let's just ignore this for a second. What you look at here is I would only multiply the top equation by 2 because my least common multiple is 18. So I want to make both of my y values 18, one of them being positive and one of them being negative. All right, that's what I meant. All right, I just wanted you guys I wanted to address that. Okay, so going backwards. Okay, here we go. So this is 23x is equal to 46. Divide both sides by 23, and I get x is equal to 2. So now I have 4x plus 5y is equal to 3. So 4 times 2 plus 5y is equal to 3. So 8 plus 5y is equal to 3. Subtract both sides by 8, and I get 5y is equal to -5. Divide by 5, and I get y is equal to -1. So my coordinate point is 2, -1. Okay? All right, so now All right. So now let's take a look at the next one. All right, so 5. Oh, look, I can already eliminate. Bye-bye, y. All right, so 6x is equal to somebody. 25. That's a very sad number. So I get x is equal to 25 over 6. You probably thought you did it wrong. All right, so now, oh man, 6 one way, half a dozen another. I guess it doesn't matter which way you go. I'd probably use the bottom equation. X minus 2y is equal to 8. 25 over 6 minus 2y is equal to 8. Now, here's the thing. Like, as much as you don't want to deal with fractions, so I could have subtracted both sides by 25 over 6, right? And got negative 2y is equal to 8 minus 25 over 6. And then I have to find a common denominator. So I get 48 minus 25 all divided by 6, because my common denominator will be 6. Oops. So I'd have something like this, right? I talked to some of you guys about this. I could have taken this, and when I had my 25 over 6 minus 2y is equal to 8, you could have multiplied both sides of the equation by 6. So then you would have had 25 minus 12y is equal to 48, and then solve the equation from there. It's still the same thing that I have here. It's just I didn't have to deal with finding, with the fraction part. So this still would have been 23. So in this case, I'm still going to get, I'll get 23 over 6. So I have to divide by negative 2. So that's the same thing as, y is equal to 23 over 6 times negative 1/2. So I would have still gotten negative 23 over 12. But again, like if I would have done it this way, I would have not had to deal with fractions until the very end. So you can, if you have like one fraction, or even if you have two fractions, you can multiply all the way through and get rid of them if you would like. So just to kind of keep that in mind when you guys are working through some of these. And I am going to do one where I am going to get rid of the denominator just because it's a little bit easier to work with. Okay. But again, if you want to double check and make sure you got these right, then what you're going to do is you're going to plug in these lovely fractions back into your original equations and make sure that both equations are true. After you've done all that work, you may not want to do it, but that's okay. I will tell you that even though my policy typically is to do all the odd numbered questions, I'm going to tell you I think question 8 is harder. So let's do question 8 together instead, okay? I think that's more beneficial for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the fractions. So what is my common denominator or my least common multiple of 3 and 2? My least common multiple of 3 and 2 is 6. So I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 6. What I get is I get a 2x plus 3y is equal to 0. Then I'm going to find a least common denominator or least common multiple of 2 and 5, which is 10. And I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 10. So what that does is that gives me a 5x plus 2y is equal to 22. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. All right, so now I look vertically, and none of them, it's not like one's positive, one's negative. It doesn't matter which way you go. I guess you can cancel out either x or y also. I just automatically thought about canceling out x just because that's how my brain went. But it doesn't make any difference. So I'll do that. I'll do a -2 in the top and a +3 in the bottom. So then that gives me a -4x minus 6y is equal to 0. And then in the bottom, it gives me a 15x plus 6y is equal to 66. So then I get 11x is equal to 66. Divide both sides by 11, and I get x is equal to 6. Now, to figure out what your y is, you can go back to the original. I would probably choose one of the other ones instead. So here's my 2 times 6 plus 3y is equal to 0. So I did choose the 2x plus 3y is equal to 0 equation. So I get 12 plus 3y is equal to 0. Subtract both sides by 12, and I get 3y is equal to -12. Divide both sides by 3, and I get y is equal to -4. So then my answer is 6, -4. Okay? And that is it for this section.